Greetings, citizens of the world. FBI Director Christopher Wray will testify before the Senate Intelligence Committee on Tuesday amid growing conflicts between the White House, congressional Republicans and the nation's top law enforcement agencies. Wray's testimony comes days after the White House said it would not release a memo authored by Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee, which was meant as a rebuttal to a GOP document that President Trump declassified over the objections of the FBI. Republican lawmakers are expected to pepper Wray with questions about the allegations in the Republican memo, that the FBI shielded from a surveillance court the Democratic origins of a dossier that was used to secure a warrant to spy on a member of President Trump's campaign. Wray is also likely to be quizzed on allegations of political bias among senior agents involved in the investigation into Hillary Clinton's handling of classified material. Burr opens hearing by reflecting on a range of threats to U.S. 9:40 a.m. Senate Intelligence Chairman Richard Burr, RNC, opened the hearing by laying out the range of prevalent threats that pose a risk to U.S. national security. He introduced the top intelligence officials attending the hearing who will talk about the threats across multiple domains, including Wray, Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats, CIA Director Mike Pompeo and National Security Agency Director Mike Rogers, among others. He said their testimony will continue a tradition that aims to create an opportunity for the public to learn about such wide-ranging threats. Burr noted that the committee will meet with the witnesses in a classified session at 2:30 p.m. and instructed members to hold any questions that could get into classified matters until the afternoon meeting. Warner, partisan attacks on FBI a dangerous trend. 9:50 a.m. Vice Chair Mark Warner, Democrat Virginia, said during opening remarks that recent GOP attacks on the FBI and the Justice Department represent a dangerous trend. Other threats to our institutions come from right here at home. There have been some, aided and abetted by Russian internet bots and trolls, who have attacked the integrity of the FBI and the Department of Justice, Warner said. This is a dangerous trend. This campaign of innuendo and misinformation should alarm all of us, regardless of our partisan affiliation. Warner also used his opening statement to accuse President Trump of inconveniently denying the threat posed by Russia to future elections, in the wake of Moscow's interference against the 2016 vote. He said certain questions remain with regard to Russian interference in the election, but described it as a coordinated attack against U.S. democracy. Warner indicated he does not believe the U.S. is adequately prepared to defend against threats to future votes. I believe in many ways we are no better prepared than we were in 2016, Warner said. Coats warns of Russian interference in future elections. 9:57 a.m. Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats warned the panel that Russia is likely to pursue even more aggressive cyber attacks in future elections aimed at degrading our democratic values and weakening our alliances. Coats offered a grave warning to lawmakers, saying the Russians would be looking to use elections as opportunities to undermine democracy, sow discord and undermine our values. Coats warns of increasing North Korea threat. 10 a.m. The DNI chief warned that North Korea will continue to pose a major threat to the United States and its interests, particularly as it continues to pursue its development program of weapons of mass destruction. Pyongyang has repeatedly stated that it does not intend to negotiate its nuclear weapons and missiles away because the regime views nuclear weapons are critical to its security, Coats said during the hearing. He said North Korean leader Kim Jong-un views the development of a nuclear ICBM as the key to achieving his long-term goal of dominating the Korean peninsula. In the wake of its ICBM tests last year, we expect to see North Korea to press ahead with additional missile tests this year, and its foreign minister has threatened an atmospheric nuclear test over the Pacific, he said. Coats, Russia sees 2018 as a target. 10:05 a.m. Coats later noted that Russia views its influence efforts against the 2016 election as successful, and warned that the 2018 midterms could become a target for Moscow. There should be no doubt that Russia perceived its past efforts as successful and views the 2018 midterm elections as a potential target for Russian influence operations, Coates said.